Meetings with the invocation. I know it was brought up in our last meeting, but we do it at our 7 o'clock. And with our Mayor Pro Tem, she always begins our meeting with that, and we're going to start with that. And then we're going to lead to our Pledge of Allegiance, and we ask you to join us in that. Mayor Pro Tem, everyone please stand.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Dear God, we thank you for all of the blessings you have given us. Please help us to use our talents we possess to benefit our community. Help us to work together towards the same goals, even if we travel down different paths. Help us to recognize the fact that we all inhabit this world together and that at the core we all want the same things, to live a happy life and peace with those around us. Help us to accept others without prejudice and work together with our neighbors to build a better Eastpointe and a better world. It is in your name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone who participated in both the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. And we're going to go into our proclamation. I believe that one is not going to be given because Mr. Lubeck wasn't available. Is that correct? So,
yeah, if we could table that to a future meeting.
Okay, yes, sir. We'll table that to a future meeting. And then we're going to go to the School Board Recognition Month. I always give council the opportunity to read it. So whoever wants to read that at this time, you have the opportunity.
Sure, I'll be happy to, Mayor.
Thank you.
The City of Eastpointe proclamation recognizing the School Board Recognition Month for January 2022. Whereas the City of Eastpointe recognizes the importance of public education in our community, our state, and our nation. Whereas the City of Eastpointe recognizes the importance of locally elected men and women representing our community in the governance of our school districts. And whereas Eastpointe Community Schools board members invest countless hours of their time in service and training to keep abreast of education issues. And whereas the City of Eastpointe recognizes the future of our great land lies in the vision they have and the goals they set for education. Now therefore, in recognition of these loyal public servants, the City Council of the City of Eastpointe does hereby commend the dedication of the Eastpointe Community Schools Board of Education to our children's education. Be it further resolved that the City Council of the City of Eastpointe, on behalf of the entire community, does hereby proclaim January 2022 as School Board Recognition Month and urges our fellow citizens to extend personal appreciation to each of the school board members of the Eastpointe Community Schools. Proclaim this 18th day of January 2022.
Thank you, sir. And following that, we will do our roll call. Oh, I'm sorry, before we do that, do we have anyone in here that represents the school board? Okay, well, seeing none, thank you for your work and your service. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Baker.
Here.
Councilmember Curley.
Here.
Councilmember DeMonico.
Here.
Councilmember Lucido.
Here.
Mayor Owens.
Here, thank you. The approval of the agenda at this time, will anyone like to add or subtract anything?
Yes, I would like to remove item I from new business, the discussion.
Okay, removal of item I. I would like to replace item I with the discussion of possible mask mandate or do a resolution for the Omicron virus that's surging, that will be surging in the last 3 to 4 weeks.
I'll support both of those items. I think that was a motion.
Yeah, that was a motion. Can I get support on that? Thank you, Councilman. Support. Motion and support. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember DeMonico.
Yes.
Councilmember Lucido.
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes.
Mayor Owens.
Yes.
Councilmember Baker.
Yes.
Thank you. Next is the hearing of the public. At regular meetings, we have a hearing of the public, both in the beginning and closer to the end. And you get 3 minutes. We ask you to be respectful because we have all type of people listening, and we want to make sure we're respectful of those that are listening at home and here as well. So the hearing of the public is now open. Anyone like to speak at this time? Do we have someone possibly on Facebook Live? I want to make sure. No? Okay. Well, the hearing of the public is now closed. Moving right along to approval of the minutes, council.
Madam Mayor, I would move that we receive and file the minutes of the regular meeting of January 4th, 2022.
Support.
Motion and support, please call the roll. Please.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes?
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Mayor Owens,
I'm gonna abstain, I wasn't here.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Michael is he does our HR, so he's doing like 10 jobs, so. And you're doing a good job down there. So we have no scheduled hearings, and we're gonna go to straight, unfinished business. The scheduling of the Joint Planning Commission and City Council meeting. Council?
Madam Mayor, I'll motion to confirm and schedule the Joint Planning Commission meeting with the City Council for February 8th, 2022 at 6:30 PM.
Support?
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes?
Mayor Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker.
Yes.
I'm going to reports from administration, starting with our city manager, Ms. Walton. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As you mentioned, Mayor, the COVID cases are increasing, so I wanted to take the time to highlight some of the testing centers that are around Eastpointe. We have MedPoint Pharmacy that's on Kelly and 9 Mile, Rite Aid that is on Gratiot, Eastpointe Urgent Care that's also on Gratiot, and the Walgreens on Gratiot that are all actively, as of today, conducting tests. If you do have symptoms in the community, it's safe to go and be tested, and then follow the CDC recommendations. The White House announced some free testing at-home tests that can be shipped to your home. So it's actually through the United States Postal Service. We'll advertise the direct address, website address, so that you can order them directly to your house. But just for anyone that's watching now, the website is special.usps.com/test kits. So any household in the area can order them. They're free. They ship them right to your home, and you can order up to 4 of those tests. Boards and commissions update, over at Spindler, the Arts and Cultural Diversity Commission, Beautification, and Parks will be meeting at the Patriot Building. That building is being cleaned regularly. We will have sanitizer, masks, and disinfectant spray available, so it will be safe for everyone that is meeting. And just an overall update that we have advertised, but all meetings are in person. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions for our city manager at this time?
I was just going to, just one item, not a question. You can do covidtest.gov also goes to the same thing for it to order those free tests through the USPS.
Sounds good. Thank you for the information, additional information. And thank you for the information that you sent council and ourselves. Is there any way that you can post those locations when you get a chance? Okay, thank you. We're going to our finance director, Mr. Blum. Good evening.
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council. The only thing I have tonight is just the audit report. The hard copy has been placed at your desk this evening. The 2 of the hard copy will go to the library tomorrow, and the electronic version has been posted to the website under the transparency section, if people want to go look at it there. So unless you have any questions, that's all I have.
Sounds good. Council, any questions? Seeing none, going straight to our city attorney, Mr. Albright. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of council. An update regarding the bird scooters agreement. I was able to speak with a representative. I finally was able to connect with him, and it expressed my concerns about not having additional information or the necessary information for the city to move forward on that. He indicated that he would correct that and provide me with the requested information, and I will have that to present to the council at the first meeting in February. And between this meeting and the 6 o'clock meeting, I was able to speak with Mr. Marucci, who is president of council chambers. And under item D of new business, once the council gets to that item, I would request that matter be tabled. There's some additional changes that Mr. Marucci would like to be made to the proposed Eastpointe Park rules, and he is going to be sending those to me tomorrow.
Okay.
And that's all I have, Madam Mayor. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions for our city attorney at this time? Okay, seeing none. Moving right along to new business. Item A, the right-of-way acquisition valuation authorization for 9-mile reconstruction from west city limits to Gratiot. Council, any questions and concerns? We have AEW in the building if needed. If not, let's proceed.
Madam Mayor, I'll motion to authorize AEW to move forward with the acquisition of necessary easements and provide offers to the 8 property owners based on the provided valuation summary.
Support.
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Mayor Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yeah,
Next, item B, rescheduling the public hearing for 2022 CDBG funds until February 1st, 2022.
Madam Mayor, I would move to reschedule the public hearing for February 1st, 2022.
Support.
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes?
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Mayor Owens.
Yes. Sorry, write these dates down. Next item is city parks, fencing and concrete improvements. Council?
Was there a brief overview of this? Guess, or should I I had a couple questions. Maybe I got one answered. Let's see. All right, Mr. Marucci, how you doing? So all these improvements looked really good, except I had questions about like 2 of them. One for the Memorial Park football field. Which part of the fencing were we talking about here? Because I guess there's basically internal fencing and external fencing, I guess I'd call it.
Is it the last bullet point on the first page?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
There is a piece of fencing missing, probably overall about 200 feet. It'd be at the southeast corner of the football field. Years ago, there used to be a baseball diamond there, and there was one at the northeast corner as well. So diamonds have been gone now for about 5 years, and they had been used for 10 years prior. So there's no fencing there, so trying to keep people out. This way, people could walk into the field. We want them to go on the outside, so they go right to the bleachers versus, this would be almost like a place like to get in where the players are at. So the fence ends pretty much at, the south fence doesn't go all the way to the east end of the football field, and it doesn't go north towards the visitors' bench. And that's where we want to put new fencing that doesn't exist.
So isn't that, okay, so it is the fence I was originally thinking of. It doesn't go all the way north?
Does not go all the way north.
I don't think that's really gonna prevent, don't you have to still get into an external entrance first before you're even in that area?
It does. This makes it easier patrol for both the park attendants and for the people who put on from the Eastpointe Tiger Cats.
So that people don't go onto the field?
Exactly.
Like during a game or?
During the game, after the
practice.
game, you know, just it makes it cords off the football field from, spectators shouldn't be in that area. It's a
Okay.
player's area, a referee's area, and so forth.
Okay. Okay. And then, what's my other question?
In essence, that fence exists all the way around the other parts of the field. It'd be the fence that, if you're on the home side, you're looking down, it's the creation of that fence that separates the players from the spectators.
Yeah, okay, yep, that's, then for Roxana Park, oh, and one question I had that was answered, council, was the green vinyl fencing, I think is what it was called, it's chain link,
Correct.
green
Wrapped with
coated.
green vinyl.
Because at first I thought it meant like solid fencing, and I'm like, that seems a little strange.
Nope, it'll be galvanized fencing, hopefully wrapped in green, even though this past summer there was a shortage of green vinyl.
Okay. And then, so for the part at Roxana, I guess, can we explain why we wanted to, it was just a small portion of the perimeter fencing?
Right, so it would be on the west side, and at the southwest corner of Roxana is where there's an entrance to go towards the playground. So there's a 6-foot walkway there. The fence that we're planning to remove and replace exists from there to about, I don't know, I can't remember the dimensions, probably at least 100 to 150 feet north. It's all rusty, it's all ragged. We want to replace it, We want to take it out and replace it. And the reason for the replacement is the playground structure is there. We want to do what we did at Getz Park, where we put up about 100 feet of fencing on both sides of the playground in case kids decide to dart away from their parents. They won't be able to dart directly to the street. They'll have to go around the fence. So it's replacement of that section. So there's an opening at the playground side, and there's an opening about 150 feet north of there. So we're gonna take that out and replace it with some green vinyl fencing.
I think now that I read this more closely, I kept reading east, and I was on the other side of the park, but east side of Roxana, now that I get it, because it was west on Schroeder on other parts of it. Does the fence then naturally end at that point, or were we just,
It ends for another opening.
yeah,
And then after
and
that,
then-
it picks up
okay.
into about a 12-foot tall fence to when it used to be a baseball diamond, to stop the ball from going into the outfield.
Which I think at one point, we should probably just cut that,
Well, the only reason we
Down.
haven't done that is there's talk of Rare saying, hey, listen, how about some investment into that baseball diamond? And I said, I don't mind, except that's gonna take $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And I don't wanna put that into that park and find out there's no one to play baseball. That's a
Right.
lot of money for a neighborhood, just,
right, sure.
so.
Yeah, further discussion on that, for sure,
Exactly.
yeah. Okay, I think that was all my questions, thank you.
And the financing is clear?
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Moving right along, we had some questions by our councilman. So are we going to move forward with this?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I'll motion to approve the engineering proposal from AEW dated December 27th, 2021, to design and prepare the bidding documents for the 2022 park fencing and concrete improvements.
Support.
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes,
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor Owens.
Item D, we still are waiting for some additional information on that. So council, can I get a motion to table this, please?
Madam Mayor, I would move to introduce and give first reading to ordinance number 22-1217 for.
Excuse me, Councilman, we're doing a table. We don't have enough information. They're gonna add information. Mr. Albright said it earlier. You probably didn't hear him because his mic was kind of low at the end.
Oh, did he say that during his statement?
Yeah, it was kind of low.
I didn't
so
hear a
sorry.
word he said, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, okay, sorry, I apologize, I didn't hear you.
Ma-
I think you said you want to table it, right?
That's correct, Madam Mayor. I'm happy to repeat the reason for the tabling.
Yeah, please.
Between the meetings this evening, hopefully it works. There we go. Between the meetings this evening, Mr. Marucci saw me out in the hallway, and he indicated that there was some additional language that he would like added to the proposed ordinance that's before the council this evening. So under those circumstances, I was requesting or suggesting that perhaps the council could table to allow Mr. Marucci to get me that information. He's going to send it to me tomorrow, and then I'll revise the proposed ordinance so it can be considered by council at a future date.
You want a motion to table, Madam Mayor?
Yes, sir, please.
I would move to table the first reading of ordinance number 22-1217 until the next regular meeting.
Support.
Ma-
Councilman.
I was just wondering if I could just make one comment before we table it for consideration. I guess I was just gonna ask, after reading it, can we start something like when we make these signs for the parks that like, it should say like, all are welcome, residents and non-residents are permitted and encouraged to use the city parks, something like that, when we come back. And then start with some rules or something like that, make it a little friendlier. And I know there's surrounding cities where some of the parks are like resident only or things like that, so. That was all, then we can table then.
Okay, great suggestion, great suggestion. We have a motion and support. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes?
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Mayor Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes,
Next item is the approval of appointment to the Beautification Commission. I know Ms. Lloyd was interested in this. She has a background and actual some education in it, and is also suggested by our Councilwoman Lucido in two of the last meetings. So this is just a recommendation for her to be appointed to the Beautification Commission.
Madam Mayor, I'll motion to appoint Shanita Lloyd to the Beautification Commission with the term to expire 10/15/2023.
Support.
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Mayor Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico.
Yes.
Next item is the approval of a special event application, National Day of Prayer, May 5th, 2022. This was presented by Bishop Eric Lloyd. He did the first one last year, the first one we ever did in the city of Eastpointe, and he's suggesting we do a second one this year on an actual day of prayer. I think we were behind last year, but we still was successful in doing it. So we're gonna do it in conjunction with other cities.
Madam Mayor, I would move to approve the special event application for the National Day of Prayer event to be held on May 5th, 2022.
Hang on, before we do that,
Let me support first, and then you can.
okay, that was before the motion was made. There was something that needed to be changed in that.
Okay.
Okay.
I think,
Thank you,
Still
Councilman.
adjust it.
okay. I believe, Mr. Blum found something in his application that was of
Yes,
importance.
Madam Mayor and Council, one thing I would like to highlight, the way this application is written, it is a personal event, not a church event. So if you see under the city manager recommendation that Mr. Lloyd would need to provide personal homeowners insurance, naming the city as additionally insured, and I would request that that be added to the motion as it's approved contingent on Mr. Lloyd providing the personal insurance to the city. If he wishes to make it a church event, he would have to reapply as a church event, and then it could be the church insurance. Right now, if the church insured it and something happened, the insurance company would say, well, it's not a church event, we're not covering it.
Okay. So under applicant name, he needs to change it, if that's what he chooses, to the name of the church.
Right, either
Okay.
change it to the name of the church or provide personal homeowners insurance, naming the city as additionally insured.
I'll
Okay.
support that amendment.
With those changes, yes.
Yeah, on the main motion, I would support the addition of the recommendation from the finance director and the city manager.
Yeah, I would support the change to our
Okay.
motion.
All right, motion and support. I think everybody said yay on that one, so we can move right along.
I think we could probably still call
I believe,
Yeah.
roll,
we
I
can-
think, though.
Yeah, we can still do the roll call. I think everybody said yay though, but for note's sake.
Or all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes?
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Mayor Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico.
Yes.
Okay, item G is approval. I don't know if I want to do approval. Let's change it to discussion on this, because I don't think we actually need an approval to put a subcommittee together. It was something that I thought it would be a good idea to win the I think it's $22,500 that we pay into 8 Mile Boulevard Association. We've been paying into that for probably over 5 years now. And I want to see the benefits out of this. And if we're able to get $22,500 of this money by putting a team together in conjunction with the Harper Woods, we talked about Harper Woods as well, because I think we have a better chance at doing 2 cities, because we have a lot of cities that are competing. But I think we have a better chance if we did 2 cities coming together, going for this grant. Because I think we looked at a piece of land that actually Eastpointe and Harperwood shared, and if we can do something creative by you all's thoughts, that would be great. But I think I've been working, since me and the city manager is actually on that board right now, I was putting together some creative minds, which is Ms. Holman, and I know your wife is a creative person as well, so that's why I thought it would be an asset. But, again, I'm open to whoever wants to be a part of this project, but we only have till April. It's a lot of competition and people are getting grants, and so I found a space. We just gotta find something that will work for that space. Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. So my first question is, so Harper Woods is a member of the 8 Mile Homeowners, or the 8K Association?
Yeah, the 8 Mile Boulevard
Boulevard
Association.
They are a member?
Yeah, they are a member.
Okay.
8 Mile Boulevard Association is every pretty much city that is bordered on 8 Mile. They put a membership fee together for every city to help upkeep 8 Mile and things like that. I know
Right.
everybody like, where's that money going? I still trash everywhere, but
No, I
you know.
understand. No, I understand that, but I know some communities opt not to join, so that's why I wanted to make sure they were actually actively joining. So that working with Harper Woods or one way or the other, I did have a recommendation or a suggestion.
Okay.
I would love to put this out on like Facebook or on social media and really ask the community for like their ideas. And, you know, even if they can't attend the meeting or anything like that, like have them submit ideas to, you know, the mayor or Ms. Homan if they're going to represent the city on the city's end and be the one that writes the final proposal, so they can kind of take all of the community's ideas into, you know, consideration.
Yeah, I was just explaining the 8 Mile, because a lot of people don't know what this is. We've had this for years. A lot of people don't know what the 8 Mile Association, Boulevard Association is. So I don't know who was all in it, but Royal Oak and so many other people are invested in it. But I just want to see our investment. And so saying that, the reason we would love residents to be a part of this, but we only have till April 1st. So they want submission quick. One of the submissions they want is February the 1st. So a lot of times we put things together so we can get it done and get the grant. And then once we get the grant, we can do additional, you know, ideas from, because we have the money now. So, but we do want to actually do that if you can, some type of way, put something together, city manager, for ideas from, but they need to have a description of probably the space or ideas and things like that. But like I said, we're open to anything, but we want to go quick on this idea and possibly put some ideas that came to our mind and see if the city would like that. So we put ideas or pictures and see what they like by probably survey or something like that. I don't know.
I
Share
will
with council.
mention, Mayor, that the deadline is February 1st. So we've got, you know, just
Okay.
over 10 days, even less than that if we're talking working days, to put ideas together and engage with the community to fully fill out the application and submit it. So we do have to have it submitted February 1st.
Yeah.
Madam Mayor, yeah, if I may, maybe we should, I don't know, maybe schedule a meeting for next week, and instead of doing like a subcommittee, just allow anyone that would be interested in participating, come to the meeting and express their ideas and work on the project, because I don't know if you know, reached out to Ms. Diebold and if she was interested or not, but, I mean, she could still come if she was, you know, not to exclude her,
Yeah.
but at that time, she could, you know, whether she's available that day or at that time, then she can make that decision instead of like appointing people. And then it kind of opens it up, you know, because there might be other people in the community that are creative that want to be a part of this too, or might have some ideas, so.
Yeah. I mean, we can, it doesn't matter. I mean, we got 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, and me not appointing anybody, it's a recommendation, and being a recommendation from the mayor, that is a high recommendation. So if I recommend somebody, that should be very excited by that. But this is not an appointment. This is something that we put together as something this is something that I thought we should win. So sometimes when you're trying to go for grants and you're trying to get money for your city, it's competition. So every idea will not come to the mayor or staff. We're just trying to hurry. We got 2 weeks. We just found out about this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I think we put this on the agenda when I left before New Year's. And you all could have put this on the agenda 2 weeks ago before I left.
Mayor, you make a great point with grants, and we had talked about this a little while ago, that when you're competing for grants, you don't necessarily want to discuss all of the ideas that you have in an open meeting if we're submitting a proposal to be competitive with every other community that is on 8 Mile.
Yeah, exactly. But again, we had almost a month to put this on, but I put this on the agenda before I left because when I'm out of town or I'm not, or I'm sick, I want business to go as usual so we can get things done, and it wasn't done, so now we only have 2 weeks, so we have to move forward.
Madam Mayor?
But we're gonna still put it on there, like you said. Yes, ma'am.
No, so I was just gonna say, the reason why it was tabled last week is we didn't have the background information. No one on this council table had any background information on the project till after our meeting. That's when Ms. Walton was able to send it out to us when she got it. 'Cause I know that they're kind of behind too. So it was really
Okay,
hard
yeah.
for us to discuss something not having that information. So we just didn't want to go into this blindly with, you know, nothing. But moving forward, I think that if we wanted to set a date to have a meeting next week, because we only have 2 weeks, I mean, if administration, everyone else agrees, I would be, you know, up for that.
I have to check my schedule. It's so last minute.
I mean, it sounds like for the sake of time that this is something that needs to just go forward, and being that it's not a council approval, I mean, for me, if all parties that are named here are interested, I think that that's a good start. And then going forward, you know, if they want to have a meeting to discuss or whatever, if time permits, that might be a little easier. Just my opinion about it, but I mean, it doesn't require council approval. They can technically create the subcommittee and go ahead with ideas or you know, move full steam ahead. So, I mean, I don't want to belabor the issue. I just think, you know, I like the fact that people are interested in trying to make it look good. And yeah, if there are people that want to come on board, or if it works out with those that are named here, then I think that that's a good thing. But if not, at least we have a core group of people that can just get it moving. So I'm comfortable with it. I know it doesn't require a motion or vote, so that's enough information for me. I don't know about everybody else.
Madam Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I would agree with Sarah, and putting it out there. There may be a number of people who wanted to get involved with the city but has never been invited to be involved and have a lot of experience in this type of thing that we're looking for. So I would agree with Sarah to let's put it out there, and we can put a time on it and see who would like to apply for that appointment.
Right. Again, it's not an appointment. It's me as the mayor saying, let's put key people together to make this happen. And I'm gonna tell you why I chose economic developer. She deals with businesses, she deals with grants, and she's powerful. She's a powerhouse for the city of Eastpointe. And I also, again, as a compliment to your wife, she has done some phenomenal work as far as in our DDA, and I know her artwork and things like that. So bringing those key pieces in a quick amount of time, and she's on the board of diversity and art, and she's a resident, and so am I. We got key pieces to get it moving forward. And then, again, if you still want to put it on our website, I'm not saying don't do it, because we can still get additional, you know,
Input.
ideas. Yeah, but I'm just saying, this was just something I wanted to put on here to let you know what our ideas was and what, you know, what was going on and moving the city forward to get grants. And I thought it was a good idea. So just putting, you know, Councilman DeMonico.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, I think we should motion to submit the grant application, you know, and we could direct city administration to do so. I think we should be, like, when we're, as a city, putting in grant applications, council being on board with it too and voting for it. So I think if we could do that and set a deadline, and I guess if, I don't know if Miss Walton, if you had any idea in mind, if we had at least a couple days to ask the community, because I think this would be a great idea, like Mayor and, well, everybody, I think, was saying here, you know, is a week roughly enough time to put a submission together according to these application, like if we, you know, a couple days from now or early next week, set a deadline for people to submit ideas?
Absolutely. I mean, I guess it's up to council if you want to leave it out for a week and then give, you know, administration a week to kind of put it together. We'll definitely put an application together to do what's best for the city.
Yeah, I think we should put the I think we should get the ideas of the residents, but I still think we should move forward with the application process, because I don't want us to get behind in this application. We still should go forward with, right now, voting to do the application, go forward with it, and still submitting the ideas of the residents on the website. So as they're starting to put it together, they can start grabbing ideas from the residents as they go, because it's not put together yet. We're just putting this on here to let you guys know this is a grant that nobody knew about. We know about it. Let's go for it, pretty much. So I think all of our ideas are good. So you guys want to go ahead and vote?
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
real
I'm
quick,
sorry.
sorry. So if we put it on the Facebook tomorrow and like give them to like the 26th, which I think is next Wednesday, so it gives the residents 1 week if they have any ideas to submit, so it gives you guys time to go through them and still write up the application. Does that seem like a good timeline?
Yes, council member.
All right.
Okay, you guys.
It sounds good.
Well, Mayor, I think if I could motion then, that we do that.
Yeah, and tell your
Uh.
wife as well, because you're gonna be the messenger tonight. See if she's interested in putting her creative juices into this project.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Mayor, I'll motion then that we apply for the 8 Mile Corridor Community Impact Project application and ask city administration to put together an application before the deadline of February 1st, 2022 at noon, and that we leave open and ask the residents for their submissions for ideas until Wednesday, January 26th.
Support?
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes?
Mayor Owens.
Yes, thank you, council. Thank you, Ms. Holman, and also our city manager, work on that. Moving right along to, the approval of use of funds for travel for Semcog Leadership Program.
Yes.
As you all know, some of Semcog does a leadership program for elected officials. They've been doing this for over 10 years now, and I was able to receive a grant to go to Harvard University in Cambridge. So I'm very honored to be selected as the mayor of Eastpointe, going representing Harvard. Representing our city, going to Harvard. I believe I'm the first mayor in the city to be going there. So I'm very blessed and honored, and I will do you all well in representing the city.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll motion to approve the use of funding for a flight to attend Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Incentive Program for Mayor Owens.
I'm gonna just change, it's not Bloomberg,
Support.
it's John F. Kennedy,
Sorry.
Harvard. We put the wrong,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll update my motion for
And I'll hold my
the
support back
Harvard,
then.
how about we just do Harvard City Leadership Initiative Program?
Support.
And I just have a brief question. I guess, I assume then that this should fit in to the 1725 limit, we're saying, right?
yeah,
Because I think you have 825 left according to at least what's in the agenda packet.
I believe so.
So I can update my motion to say as long as it's in
Or
the amount,
865, I
which
think. I
shouldn't-
don't know what it
shouldn't
is.
be an issue.
I'm just
Yeah, right, okay.
confirming. That's
Support.
fine. Yeah.
Whatever.
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes?
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Mayor Owens,
Yes,
Councilmember Baker.
Yes.
thank you, council. We removed the discussion on road lighting ordinance, and I added the discussion on to either do a mask mandate or do a resolution tonight, and I'm gonna tell you why I said that. I think I was off for a couple weeks, but I came back and saw a lot of increase in the Omicron. And actually I did, I'll be going to John F. Kennedy Harvard, and I'm actually already at Harvard. So I was granted 2 scholarships to go to Harvard, one online with Bloomberg and one to actually go to campus. And so, in that Bloomberg Harvard, they have over 40 mayors all across the world. And I learned that they have mayors in different countries too, like Africa, Jamaica, and those things as well. And they were talking about the Omicron that's going to be a surge in the next 3 to 4 weeks. A professional from Johns Hopkins who works for the Bloomberg of Public Health, we talked about that and was talking to mayors on some of the things that we can do to better serve the residents and be prepared for that. And so I spoke about that and had my ideas about that with some of the staff. And also, in addition to Johns Hopkins at Harvard research, I also am on the Beaumont Advisory Board for Beaumont Hospital in Grosse Pointe. And they just put out a media release. This is all when I was on vacation, right? So I don't think I need to go on vacation anymore. And it was talking about the increase at the hospitals. They had more than 750 COVID patients in 8 hospitals, and it's a rapid increase. This was in January 6th. This is a 40% increase, so just imagine it now. So that was from Beaumont. This is from Johns Hopkins, and then I just read something from Macomb County Health Department. It was talking about The increase is gonna be surging as well. This is from an article that the Macomb Health Director wrote. This was actually published January 18th. And he was just talking about it's gonna be it's spiraling up. And it's a lot of things that they couldn't do as a county because they didn't have the staffing because of people having COVID-19. And it's spreading faster than COVID, Omicron is, but it has mild infections. That's what I'm hearing as well. And so saying that, I said that to say, as a city and knowing that it has 3 to 4 weeks of a rise in a surge, I was thinking about a possible mandate for that time being and/or a resolution to ask the businesses in the city of Eastpointe as well as the restaurants to make sure people are masked and hopefully, they oblige to that. And some people are gonna question, which I've questioned as well, are they gonna oblige? Do we need our police to be around and just ticket people? Well, with any law, we make rules and regulations, and we can't watch everybody that's speeding and stop everybody that's speeding, but we still have to make the laws and we still have to create the laws. And so saying that, we always will ask people to wear their masks when they're entering. We just want to do a mandate, and I don't like telling people what to do or how to do it and things like that. But as the mayor of the city, and when I have information that is substantial information from prominent resources and research departments, I want to make the best decision for the city of Eastpointe. And/or we can do a resolution tonight asking the residents to, as the city, to ask the residents as well as the business owners and the restaurants to make sure that they hold themselves accountable and making sure that they have tell people to have masks on when they come into the restaurants and things like that. So I wanted to discuss that with council and see how you all felt about that.
Yes, Madam Mayor, if I may. I'm fine with asking residents, homeowners, store owners, restaurants to put mask mandates back in place. I think that it is important to try to keep our community healthy. I don't know if we can actually mandate them to do it because I think state law would overrule us on that. So I don't think we would actually be able to put a mandate in. But I don't think we can motion it to, make that recommendation, but I think just all of us here voicing our opinions and how, important it is to mask up once again, I think would kind of get the message across too and try to support local businesses during this time and hopefully support the local businesses that are doing the right thing by, supporting mask mandates.
Yeah, I think I just came, I came a couple places, but one place I did come back from was Chicago, and the mayor there did a really hardcore mask mandate. Everybody had to be masked, but you can only eat in the restaurants if you had a vaccination card, or they wasn't letting you eat in there. And so this is a little lighter. It's still doing a mask mandate, and you can still eat in restaurants, and businesses won't go down and making their money, but we want to just make sure that people, take it seriously. Like I said, the surge is 3 to 4 weeks. If we can do it for 3 to 4 weeks and get back to, I still want people to wear masks, but it won't be a mandate after that, depending upon the numbers, and so, and the research being done. So that's why I said that. And I believe some school districts did mask mandates, but I'm reading from Macomb Health Department.
Madam Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I don't agree. I don't think this is a responsibility or the purview of the city council mandating, suggesting strongly that a restaurant demands that people go in there with a mask on. It's a horrible thing that we're going through for the country, but it's not our position to do that. And as much as we all care, all 5 of us care just as much as each other does, even though we don't agree on this. At least I don't. To tell the restaurants and the bars and whatever that your people have to have a mask to come in is not our responsibility, and neither should we take a look at that. So, no.
Okay, yes, it's not your responsibility. I feel like it's mine, so that's your opinion, and that's fine. Councilman DeMonico.
Like I said, Madam Mayor, as I said, we have a difference of opinion. I gave mine, and I would not vote for that.
Yes, sir, thank you for that. Councilman DeMonico?
Well, Mayor, well, first of all, I guess we've got nothing in front of us to actually vote on. I don't know exactly what it would be, but I was trying to say earlier in the meeting, I mean, if you could keep your, mask over your nose and mouth for the meeting, we can all talk through our masks, or we should be if we're gonna be talking about a mask mandate.
Well, I have to breathe, Councilman, and I have to drink water. They gave us water. And just like if they go to a restaurant, they can still eat and drink in there, but they have to remove their mask.
Right, I
So
get,
if I
but you're,
can't breathe and I need to drink water,
I mean, the whole point of the mask mandate was a mask is so that we're not breathing on each other while we're up here, and, half the meeting, it wasn't over your nose and things like that, so, but, I don't know, we don't have anything in front of us, I guess, to vote on, I guess, is mainly the thing, because a mask mandate could mean all kinds of different things, like Mr. Curley said, or like you said. Is it just for the city employees? I think it's probably out of our jurisdiction to do more than just city employees or the boards and commissions, which a couple meetings ago, we already created a mask mandate for all board and commission meetings, and I've already emailed city administration about that because our medical marijuana facilities board was not all wearing masks for that, and I feel that that was under the motion that we had made a couple meetings ago for all board and commission members. I mean, the public was here for that meeting, so I think everybody should be masked up for that. I'm certainly in favor of masks. I think we just need, I don't know what I'd be voting on right now, I guess.
I think there's something that we voted on before. I think this is not something new. But for you to, and I'm gonna say this because this is ridiculous. If someone puts together something to help the citizens, and just because they're not wearing something properly, it's disrespectful. And I don't like it. So anybody else want to say something that
Real
got
quick,
something
Madam
to do
Mayor.
with something?
So, yeah, I don't think like I said, I wouldn't support voting on anything either. For one, I don't think we can put a mandate in place, like I said, because I think state law is going to overrule us anyways on that, because we have to follow what the governor's orders are. But like I said, I do support that. I think that we should try to encourage, people to wear their masks. So, moving forward, I will say that I do support, I hope all, residents, when going out, protect yourself, protect others, please wear your mask.
Right. I don't know if you have something to say, but I'm gonna let you, and then we're gonna talk to the attorney that actually deals with this every single day.
Well, I think encouraging people to wear their masks is really all that we can do, and we don't want to go over the slippery slope, but it is a concern to all of us, and that's what's important. But we need to make sure we stay within our legal guidelines to not get ourselves in any trouble trying to enforce something that we can't enforce. But I think in most places that I go here in Eastpointe do have signs that say, please wear your mask when entering. And I think that's kind of all we really need to do. And there's really nothing that we can do to make people do it. I know businesses can require it, they can refuse service if people don't wear, but we can't overstep that. And like Councilwoman Lucido was saying, the state guidelines would overrule anything that we may do that's different from that. So we just want to, exercise caution. But I think the concern is definitely good, and I would just encourage, just like yourself and everybody up here, for people to continue to wear their masks. And I don't think we need to get off on a tangent about it. I think it's a concern to us all.
Right. Mr. Albright, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. The council would have two options that I see under the circumstances. One, and it has its own inherent issues with it, but would be to declare a citywide state of emergency by the mayor's office, and that declaration would have to be ratified by the city council within 72 hours. Otherwise, it would not have any effect whatsoever. And then even during that 72 hours, there would be issues, of course, with enforcement and what exactly that emergency declaration included. The other option would be for the council to actually have a resolution passed which sets forth the concerns of the council, the rising cases of COVID and the various variants, and urging business owners and the public to wear a mask when they're indoors, to encourage the business owners to do that, just being good stewards in the community. That would be another option. And again, that would not be a mandate, that would simply be the council speaking as a body to the public, indicating what the council's preference would be. So I think that the first option certainly has issues with it. If the council is looking to do something on this mask issue, other than just simply stating from the meeting tonight of its preference that people should wear masks while Omicron is amongst us. The other option then, of course, would be the resolution, but there is nothing before the council this evening as far as the language of that resolution. That's something that would need to be drafted and then considered at a future meeting.
Right. Thank you. Yes, you don't see anything in front of you because, like I proposed before, this is a discussion, and I think that's the whole part of what discussion means, was not to bring on a mandate, but also, or a resolution. It was to give you all statistics on what's going on, and as a council, to see how you felt about that. That's what that was.
No, I think we did a good job at least expressing our concerns for the, the community. So I
Right.
think, good job.
Yeah, we need to do a better job, though, on that. I think that was, I'm sorry, did you guys just want to go on? Because we can do it was, like you said, mandate a resolution, or you guys just want to just let the residents know that to please
Well,
just wear your mask and be respectful of others,
I
pretty
think,
much.
I think
Yeah.
that would be preferred.
Okay.
I agree
Yeah.
with Mr. Baker. I think that's the way
Okay.
to move forward. It's just.
Okay. Council, you agree too, as well? I'll make sure y'all say what you have to say.
Well, sure, Mayor. A resolution that is just urging the public to use masks. I certainly be in favor of any urging that a resolution's not going to have any specific mandate on people, but it'll show our support if we did want a written one like that. For example, the Michigan House I read today is out of session all week because of the COVID cases with, I think, our state representatives and their staff, but yet we're required to meet in person right now. I thought that was pretty ironic of our state legislature, instead of extending us to be able to meet on Zoom. I'd rather be in person too, I think, just like everybody else, but it seemed like we were able to conduct the city's business on Zoom well, I think, over the last year and a half, and that's less person-to-person contact and hopefully less for the virus to move from one person to the next. I think that resolution, I guess, have to be on a future meeting, but I certainly would be in favor of urging people to mask up.
Is there something you can put together that we can see?
Yes, I'd be happy to do so.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Councilman DeMonico, for that, and all the council for your opinions and things like that. Appreciate that. Next, we go on to payrolls and bills.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. A motion to pay the bills in the amount of $3,300,915.98.
Support.
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Mayor Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico.
Yes.
Next item is hearing of the public. Nothing. Oh, yes, ma'am. Please state your name and residency.
Hi, I'm Cindy Federley, a longtime Eastpointe resident. I just want to talk about the mask mandates and everything. If the masks were truly working, why are over 700 employees from Henry Ford Hospital out sick with COVID, over 600 at U of M, over 500 or 400 something at Beaumont hospitals? So apparently something is not working with the masking. If we're going to mandate mask wearing, let's mandate that they be worn correctly, where you squeeze across your nose so the mask stays in place. You have no gaps at the side. If you're going to protect me from your air, keep the air in. Yes, it can be difficult to breathe through a mask. I have asthma, so I do have breathing issues. I can do fine for hours with a mask on. Everybody can. If you truly are committed to preventing the spread, then wear the mask correctly before you start mandating something that can't be enforced. Our police does not have time to make sure people walking into Walmart or whatever store have a mask on. So let's be reasonable about this. We're all adults that want to help each other, so hopefully we'll be adults and do the best we can to prevent the spread. But let's be logical and reasonable, please. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And we have to, yeah, and NW, I think not NW, N95 is one of the best masks, and I think the fabric that you have on, ma'am, is not a good one either. Yeah, no, that's, yeah, yeah, that's not a good one either. So, yeah, so it's a lot of different masks that gotta, like you're right, should be better. And again, as the mayor of the city of Eastpointe, for those that elected me, I'm here because I'm supposed to do overall safety. So just like some people want vaccinations and some people don't, my thing is this: I have to better serve the community, and I tell people, should they do this and this or get something inside their body or anything like that. That's not what I'm supposed to do. But as the leader of this community, which God has blessed me to be, if I have to put things in place to better decrease, it won't stop. Because if you didn't think it worked, you wouldn't be having it on right now, right? And so it's little things like that that's my job to enforce, whether I believe it or not. My job is to better serve the community, and that's my job.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you, I mean, you have the opportunity to comment on her comments right now, but we really should wait till our reports to do that.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I just want to say those statements right there, but thank you as well.
Sorry. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to speak at this time? You want to, sir? Oh, you just got your hands up, okay. All right, thank you, though. Thank you, ma'am, for speaking at the hearing of the public. Good to see you as well. The next item is mayor and council report, starting with Councilman Curley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, good news. As you know, I'm a representative for the library, our beautiful library. And even though we have the epidemic in the month of December, we had 2,540 patrons that came to the library. And why did they do that? Because we have #1 library in the entire county. There are so many offerings that we have there that people go there. 2,500 people with the epidemic. It's fantastic. The only other thing I'm going to say, Madam Mayor, and since I'm the first one, I'm sure I'm going to get blasted by the rest of the council, but I am extremely, extremely disappointed that I don't get to hear what the four of you, the type of questions that you would have asked, what you want in a city manager. And I don't know why we didn't have that time. We had plenty of time on the clock to give our opinions, but no. So I'm not going to, as I said before, I'm not going to attend the one-on-one, and you guys can go ahead and do that and tell those people what you want in a city manager. I'll never know. I'm going to trust each one of you that you're going to be sensible and be concerned about the city in regards to the city manager, but let it be known that I won't say the word. I'm done.
Thank you, Councilman Crowley. Councilman Baker?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody that did come out. Thank you for coming out. In regards to the city manager search, I voted differently than the rest of you guys at the meeting where you selected the company. So we have a difference of opinion on that, but it's okay to have a difference of opinion. People can, do that. We can still do so without being disagreeable and, bickering at the table. The thing is that, they presented these survey questions to us today. I don't think it's anything wrong if it's something that's discussed later, but, that's all I have to say about that. It is what it is. That's the hand that we have dealt before us right now, so be it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Councilman DeMonico.
Thanks, Mayor. First, I guess on, COVID. Of course, everyone stay safe, as we've said tonight. I think, any mask is better than no mask for sure. There's, of course, varying effectiveness. If you can, wear the one, that the best one that you have. And in different scenarios, obviously, it's gonna maybe, need a different mask. But of course, it's also not 100% effective. As Ms. Federley said, lots of hospital workers, and such are catching COVID, and it was certainly not as much the case earlier in the pandemic. So this one is, more people are catching this than before. So, just try and stay safe as much as you can. Governor Whitmer will be giving the State of the State next Wednesday, January 26th. I think probably, what time was it here? I don't know what time. Maybe that wasn't determined. So watch out for that if you can. Try to watch that. And I guess with the executive search, I think to me, as long as we're not, I guess same thing I said earlier. I think Councilman Curley wanted us all to address that item. I think it's good the more input and communication we have with that firm, and I think maybe there's some questions that maybe just council members have that would, maybe don't feel comfortable saying out loud, but isn't going to affect our end result. I mean, we'll be getting back together, like I was saying, to, come back to the public and agree on what we're looking for. That's going to be posted as a job, posting publicly. We'll all be, have another chance to talk about what we'd like to see in a manager. I thought that was kind of going above and beyond what we've had in the past with other firms. Everybody's got a different strategy on how they think it would be effective. And I think that is all, other than a happy birthday to my adorable niece, Mirabelle. She'll be a year old on Thursday. And that is all, Mayor.
Thank you, Madam
Mayor Pro
Mayor.
Tem.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to just take a moment to say happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to everyone. And with yesterday being Martin Luther King Day, I think that it's important for all of us to remember who he was and the things that he did, not just on his birthday, but every day of the year. Working together as one, not fighting all the time, and trying to get along and trying to move the country forward into a better place. With that said, I don't have anything else this evening, but I'll see everyone next month.
Thank you. Thank you to all the council members, and also the people that came out that had something to say. And I also want to just bring up that the Community Choice Credit Union is giving out scholarships, I believe 15 scholarships for $5,000 for high schoolers, as well as I think 5 for those that want to go back to school. It's $2,500, and also some money for those that want to go into skilled trades. And so if you want to know more information about that, you just go to Community Choice Credit Union or communitychoice.com. I also always try to keep abreast of any type of grants or anything that will help better serve the community. And since it is my turn, I'm gonna finish this out and say this. As a leader, a community leader, and as you bring up Martin Luther King, he was not perfect, but he did his best. And as the mayor of Eastpointe, I'm always gonna do my very best. So sometimes you're gonna say she didn't do enough or she didn't do nothing, but you will never hear nothing. I always do something. So whether it's a mask mandate or not a mask mandate or vaccinations or not, you always gonna hear the mayor doing something, and you always want a leader that's doing something, whether masks work or not. I have 2 sisters that are RNs that work in this field every single day. And so I know what they deal with. I know the procedures of masks, and I know sometimes they work and sometimes they don't work, and vaccinations sometimes work and sometimes they don't work. But it's my job to make sure that my residents have vaccination locations and COVID-19 locations, whether they want to take them or not. That is not up to me, but it is up to me to make sure that I better serve this community the best way I can. And if you want to say something bad about that, then go ahead, but at least you're saying something. So I'm going to end that and say thank you all for coming out tonight. Be safe, wear your mask, and stay prayerful. So going into that, can I get a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved.
Support.
Motion and support, please call the roll.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Mayor Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico.
Yes.
Motion adjourned. Thank you, everyone.